Hello again everybody, welcome back to LilyLuLou. My name's Karen. If you're new here, very warm welcome to you, and an even warmer welcome if you are a returning visitor who has come back for more. So I was supposed to be working today on some little books for my grandchildren. They've asked me to make them a little book each to write their wish list for Santa. But I was trying to get everything organised to start that, and I was having a nightmare, and I was putting away all of the bits and pieces I had pulled out to use for the autumn journal, and everything I'm trying to do on the other one is going wrong. So I thought, right, I'm going to get rid of these pieces by doing some collaging, and I thought I'd turn the camera on and I can just mindlessly sit and stick things. So how are you all? I hope you are all well and happy. The reason I'm out of sorts, if you are in my Facebook group, you will know my youngest grandson is in hospital at the moment. He's not been well. You know, it's what it's like with children. It starts off, you think it's just a cold. They all had it actually, all four of them, and they all seem to be getting better. But he yesterday suddenly went downhill fast, and he's in hospital on oxygen at the moment. So I'm recording this on my phone, and I haven't turned my phone off, obviously, just in case my daughter needs me and calls. So I may disappear abruptly, but that's probably why everything I'm trying to do at the moment is going wrong, because obviously my mind is elsewhere. So that is what is going on in my world. So I thought I would just use up some of these scraps that I have left from working on the autumn journal, and just sort of make a sort of a masterboardy type thing. I've got here a piece of packaging paper, and I'm just sticking everything down onto that, and then I will cut it out or cut it down or whatever, and back it all and use it as ephemera in something. So I thought I would try and use the bigger pieces, stick them on the background. That's not really a scrap, so I don't really want to use that. Yeah, I thought I would just basically sit and do that with you. So yeah, I have had some good news today as well, but I can't actually share that with you at the moment. But just to let you know, it's not all going Pete Tong in the land of the junk journal geeks. Obviously my grandson though is the most important thing that's happening at the moment, because we want him to get well soon. And the sad thing is, we were all supposed to be going away together at the weekend. My mum, myself, my hubby, my youngest daughter, my mid and my big daughter with her hubby, and all the children, we're all supposed to be going to stay where my middle daughter works for the final weekend of her performing, before they close for the winter. But obviously that's not going to happen now. Well, my daughter and the children and her husband are not coming. Whether the rest of us will be able to make it or not, I don't know at the moment, because it will probably depend on what happens with my grandson, whether he's still in hospital or not. So that's a bit of a shame. That was our wedding present. They got married earlier this year. If you've been here for a while, you'll have heard me whittering on about the things I had to make. No, it's not like that. Not that I had to make for the wedding. I offered to make the bits and pieces they needed for the wedding, and I thoroughly enjoyed doing it, so I'm not complaining at all. yeah, so that was our wedding present to them. So that's rather sad, but that's the way it goes. You know, the most important thing is he is in the right place and that he gets better, and everything else is secondary. So I'm not worrying about this. Paper is obviously very roughly torn. The edges are not straight at all because it's that packaging paper that's all screwed up in the bottom of, you know, that fills up the space when you get a parcel. Oh, that wasn't very clever, Karen. Put the glue on the wrong side. Never mind, we'll leave that to one side to dry. We might be able to use it for something else. Yes, I thought rather than put away all of these bits of paper to use next autumn, I would just make some sort of masterboard, and even if I just leave it as it is, obviously I can pull it out and use it next year, or when it's all chopped up and made into ephemera, although it's autumn colours, it might not be as autumny, if that's a word, as it looks at the moment. So you know, I might be able to use these pieces of ephemera in other journals through the year, and if not, you know, once I've made the ephemera, I can store the ephemera rather than storing little torn up scraps of paper. So I'm really not thinking about what I'm doing at all. I'm just slapping everything down. And this piece of paper, the part that you can see on the screen, is about 1/4 of the size, so I'm going to have to keep shuffling you up and down, or shuffling the paper up and down so that you can see what I'm doing. So the subscription box idea is a goer. That's live now. I'm not sure if I've already said that on a previous video or not, because I was faffing about trying to make it all work so that people can sign up and what have you. And let's put that there because we've got birds over there already. And it's done now, so there is a link that I can give people to actually go and sign themselves up, whereas before I was just sort of collecting information and saying to people I'd get back to them. So I will again try and remember to leave the link for that in the description box below in case you are interested. And I'm not sure how many of you actually follow me on Facebook, but I popped a post up this morning about ChatGPT. If you are not familiar with ChatGPT, it's an AI, is it a website? I don't really know. Software, I don't know all the technical terms, I just know how to use these things. But you can ask it questions, a bit like Google, but it will write, you can also ask it to write things for you. So lots of digital marketers use it for ideas for posts and emails and all that sort of thing. Obviously, if you just put something in and then write out what it's giving you, I think it's pretty obvious that you've used, it's essentially a bot, isn't it, to write your posts, but it is good for getting ideas and for, you know, you can ask it a question and it gives you an answer and it helps you to think. You know, it sort of sparks ideas, I find that anyway. So just for fun, last, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, a lot of people were putting in, you know, what can you tell about me from our interactions in the past? And it was giving some brilliant responses. But I was trying to find out if there is anybody else in the UK offering the sort of thing that I am intending to offer, these subscription boxes. I wanted to know, because I haven't seen anywhere anything like what I'm planning, which is why I had the idea to do it, because I love getting like happy mail, and I have subscribed to things in the past like oh, I can't think of the name, but you know, there's a subscription box that you can subscribe to and get, you know, stickers and stamps and dies and charms, all sorts of things in a box, but it's all new stuff, and obviously everybody gets the same, and it's not really aimed specifically at junk journalers. It's more aimed at, I don't know, card makers perhaps, or scrapbookers. And also I know that there are lots of places where you can buy packs of materials, you know, fabrics and threads, and but again, they're more aimed at people who do slow stitching, which is fine, but I wanted something that combined the two things, you know, the paper-based items and the more fabric-y type things, because that's what we tend to do, isn't it, as junk journalers? We tend to mix and match, bit of fabric, bit of paper, bit of thread, bit of sewing, bit of stitching, and what have you. So that was how I came up with the idea, because I thought, I keep looking for somebody that does that, a subscription box that does all those things, and you know, not necessarily used things, but the even new. But the ones that are closest to what I want tend to be coming from the USA, or you know, somewhere far, far away, which makes the postage, the cost of sending these things to us, really expensive. You know, you end up paying more for the postage than you're paying for the items. So I kept thinking, oh, wouldn't it be good if you could, you know, get something here that does something like that? So then I thought, well, if you can't find one, Karen, make one of your own. So that's what I've done. So anyway, I'm going a very long-winded way about telling you about my ChatGPT post. I was trying to Google to see if there is anybody in the UK doing anything like this already. And I couldn't find anybody. So then, because I'd used ChatGPT to do some research about what I wanted to do, I thought, oh, I'll ask it if it knows if there's anybody else. So I put in something like, knowing everything you know about my plans for the subscription box, is there anybody in the UK currently offering anything like that? And the answer was no. In a word, it came up with, you know, some alternative suggestions of people doing similar, not similar things, but things along those lines, but that are not quite the same. So I'm now wondering if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because it does mean there's no competition, but it also could possibly mean that there's no demand. So now I have had so far people saying that they're interested and they would like to sign up, or they'd like to know more, or but not many. I'm well aware that that could be just the fact that I have not you know, made enough noise about it because of everything else going on in my life. So yes, it's going to be interesting to see. So what I've done at the moment is I've just done sort of a little launch at an introductory rate. I found that difficult to say. And I have said that anybody that signs up this month, which will mean before the 7th of November, will be grandfathered in at that introductory rate. So they'll, as long as they stay a member, they won't ever pay any more than that figure. And the reason it's the 7th of the month is because I thought every month I will need time. You know, if I give everybody the first week of the month to make their payment, and then I can give myself sort of another week after that, perhaps 10 days, depending on the month, how busy things are, to put the boxes together, because obviously I'm sourcing these things. I'm planning for every box to be unique, and that doesn't mean that there won't be anything the same in any of the boxes, but there will not be the same combination of things in any of the boxes. You know, for example, if I find a massive piece of fabric, I will cut it up and put it in the boxes. So it might well be that however many boxes are going out that month, they may all have a piece of that fabric, but they will also have a selection of other things. So they will all be different to each other, because that is the whole idea of the thing. Is I'm finding things that junk journalers want to use, you know, used items, things that the everyday folk leave behind. Showing my age there, if you know where that comes from. So I'd be really interested to know if anybody has ever come across anything like this idea before, and if so, please do point me in the right direction. I'd love to A, have a look and see what they're doing, and B, then I will know if it's if I'm, you know, wasting my time, basically. If somebody's already doing it, am I going to be, I don't know, I'm just waffling. But yes, as I say, if you have seen or heard of anything like that before, let me know. I think I have mentioned on here before what I'm planning to include, but just in case I haven't, or just in case you haven't heard, I was going to, you know, include things that we would send each other in Happy Mail. So there will be, as I say, fabric, there will be ribbons, lace, buttons, postcards, letters, stamps, postage stamps, maybe some tea-dyed paper, maybe some, you know, paper from old notebooks, anything that I find at charity shops or antique shops or auctions, the sort of thing I would buy to use in my journals. I would, you know, pop in these boxes. Book pages from old books, sheet music, all that good stuff. So that is why they will be unique, because obviously I can only send out what I can find, and it's not really going to be the case that you're going to find, you know, say 40 of the same thing when you're buying it in those sorts of places. I hope I'm not waffling on too much and I am making sense to you all. I'm trying to use up the bigger pieces of the papers that are left first, and then I will stick the smaller pieces on top. I had quite a lot left over. Mind you, I had printed out quite a lot. I had 2 full new kits. Plus, I'm going to cover that up because there's lots of misshapen bits there. Plus pages left over from kits I'd used previously in not just autumn journals. I think I used some of the ones I used in my Faux journal and my gardener's journal. So I had plenty of papers to work with, but I also have plenty of papers left. So got any of that up there. Let's go upside down with that one. Now my printer, I've left it, it's supposed to be printing out the rest of the pages I need for the design team project that I'm going to be working on next, which, as I say, that I was going to be doing that today with you, and making notebooks for my grandchildren. I can't hear that printer printing. I don't know what's going on today. I don't know if it's the Wi-Fi, if it's the printer, if it's the printer software. Oh, I don't know. All I know is it's not doing what I want it to do, and I'm not happy. So there. You know what it's like? I thought, oh, that's a nice simple project. I had most of the pages ready. I've worked out the sizes of things, what I need to do and how big I need to make these things, and I thought, oh, I'll just print out those last few pages. I think there's 11 pages that I hadn't printed out. Oh, I'll just quickly print those last 11 pages out. Ha ha ha. But no, it's not meant to be. Hopefully if I can get myself, my husband's on nights at the moment, so if I can get myself organised in the morning while he's in bed, I can hopefully come on and do a video as soon as he leaves tomorrow before it gets too dark, because it's dark here already, and I don't even know what the time is actually. It's about 4 o'clock, I think. And it's quite dark, so let's put the light on again. Keep tearing these the wrong way and leaving the white bits. And now my fingers are sticky, and I've got a great big pile here now. I can't see what's small scraps, what's rubbish. I don't think I need that in there. Got some gold foil paper there, or gold foil, so I'll probably use that in my Christmas projects. Pop that to one side because I didn't use it in this journal in the end. Right, where are the bigger pieces? That perhaps. That's very small, that's more like card. That's probably not a good idea to use that. Oh, hang on, don't put them in your Christmas box, Karen, otherwise you will have your knickers in a twist. That. Sorry, I know I've gone off camera and you can't see what I'm doing. I'm just trying to find the bigger pieces of what I've got left to put in the background, then I can put the smaller pieces on top. I don't know if I will do all of that with you today or not. See how we go. See how dark it gets. So it's already quite dark here. Right. What I might do is, if I get this all covered, and then perhaps I will put the little bits, like semi-decorate a quarter of this, just so you can see what I'm doing. Sort of thing I have in mind, and then finish off the rest of it, and maybe post a picture of the ephemera when I've done, or I might come back and finish it on another video. I don't know how long this one's been going on, about half an hour by the looks of it. So I need to cover up some of this white stuff, these white edges. Oh, this hymn reminds me of school. We'll plough the fields and scatter the good seed on the land. I won't sing it to you. I will spare you that. But I remember singing that at school. What else have I got here? I think I've probably used a bit of a focal point. Any more big bits? That's quite big. Let's tear that white off. Oopsie. I can, because this paper is, you know, it was scrunched up originally and I've flattened it out, I will, I have no idea what I was just about to say to you. Oh my goodness gracious me. It's painful, isn't it? It might come back to me, it may not. What on earth was I just going to say about this paper? Oh, I think I was going to say, because it's been scrunched up and it's not laying flat because I haven't got a lot of room, I am obviously going to have to come back in here and there with more glue, but I'll do that on the dining table when I can lay it out properly. I thought I had some more bigger pieces. What I am going to do is tear him out. Keep him. You'll see him in a minute. And use this bit less. I'm trying not to worry too much about the direction of everything, because if this is going to be ephemeral, when we cut it up, you know, I have no idea which direction it's going to be going in. So I don't think I need to worry too much about that. Oh, my fingers are so sticky, I'm literally just trying to rip the edges off the page and I'm just ripping the things in half. else have we got? Stick that down there. I hope I'm still on camera, the bit I'm working on. I think I am just. If we pop, no, that's too close to that. See, I'm starting to overthink it. Pop that there. Go sideways. That's all wordage. Don't really want wordage. Also, the weight of this, when all these papers are on, and then obviously I back the pieces of ephemera that I make from it, the paper itself will flatten a bit. Okay. And the paper's not even straight anyway, it's not cut square, so we're going to have to square it all up anyway, so I don't need to worry about the edges too much. Right. What have we got left? We're getting to some smaller scrappy bits now. A good piece of music left. I want to put him on separately. Don't want to use the tea dyes. Don't want to use the gold. Probably run out of glue stick before I finish this, and I don't think I've got another one to hand. I shall have to pop out to the shop. I usually I have a shop delivered, not every week, but probably every other week, because I don't have a car. I usually do a shop online and have it delivered, and I usually add a glue stick onto each shop, just so I never run out. But I haven't done a shop for a couple of weeks because we were supposed to be going away. I was trying to just use up what we had in the house. So that's why I don't have one to hand. Put some more up there. Finish that side, which you probably won't be able to see me do. Can you see that over in that corner? I'm just going to pop this big piece on, and that will, I'll call that finished over that side. And then let's just going to fold that and then use up some of these little pieces. Get my little glue book down. I'll just do this bit, and then, as I say, I think I'll turn the camera off and carry on another time, because it's very dark here now. I should have got some wipes or damp cloth or something to have to hand doing this. Didn't think. I just want to cover up any sort of hard edges, and then we will need to do some pieces that have been, the edges have been inked, because I like that when we're sort of, when I feel like we're on the top layer. Let's a bit of this. Something up here, shouldn't I? Finish this corner off. That will do. Right. Whoops. I hope this is not too boring to watch. I like watching people collaging, so I hope you do too. Otherwise I'll have lost you already, wouldn't I? You wouldn't still be here if you weren't enjoying it. Sorry, I forgot to talk. Thinking about what to have for my dinner. I'm here on my own this evening, so don't need to cook a proper dinner. Yay. Oh, my disgusting fingers. Right, well, I think you've got the idea of what I'm doing. So I will probably... Sorry about that, I was just getting ready to say goodbye anyway, and my daughter called me from the hospital, so I'm just going to sign off now. I'll be back again as soon as I can. I'm not going to promise when it will be, because at the moment, who knows. But thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed watching me just fiddle about there with all my odds and sods. I'll be back again as soon as I can. In the meantime, take care, look after yourselves, and enjoy your own crafty time. Bye.